I can't tell you about no education because I ain't got one. I ain't got no degree in nothing. I've been told my whole life you'll never be nothing simply because of the way you talk. You know how many times the way I talk, man? Because, I'm down in the country, I don't really speak that good. My English is not eloquent. I know that. But I ain't never let that stop me. And I just kept hoping, kept praying, hoping and praying, hoping and praying. Hope is an amazing thing, y'all. If you can just keep believing, when nothing in you is working, when all your external forces have given way, if you can just manage to somehow keep hoping, just hope. You ain't even really got to believe. All you got to do is hope. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You just got to hope. Sometimes you ain't strong enough to believe, but you can always be strong enough to just hope. And I hope God comes get me. I hope I make it. Every time you wake up, that's a sign from God that He ain't through with you. See that right there. As long as you waking up, He's saying to you, I ain't through with you yet. He just waiting on you to turn and see what it is. But you gotta turn to God because He gives us choice. You gotta turn to Him. You gotta ask for help. Like if you can't figure your life out, you gotta ask God, why did you create it? You just need the two most important days of your life, the day you're born, the day you figure out why. You just gotta ask God why. You don't have to keep tripping. You really don't. Because He's your creator. He knows exactly why He created you. See, when they tell you, when you read the scripture, they say faith is the substance of things hoped for. What faith really is just hard hope. And I just took that hope and just kept hope alive. If you can keep hoping that, you have a chance. You just can't become hopeless. The devil is busy, man. The devil has one job. That's to rob you of your destiny. That's his only position. He don't care if you get money, car, or house. As long as he can rob you of your destiny, that's the devil's whole mission. He just wants to rob. He just wants you to not be what God made you. But if you can remain hopeful in spite of all adversity, like it was times in my car, and I felt like quitting. I felt like giving them cars now to see the task, I just, some days I just say, man, God knows. If you can just go to bed, just wake up tomorrow. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself. Get out here and get about it. Look, I'd love to sugarcoat this thing for you. I'd love to tell you, look, you can go out here and get rich, do a couple of things. That ain't happening. You got to get real doggish. You got to get downright funky if you want to make it. I just knew early on that I was born to be something special. I did not know what it was. I mean, man, I was just living my life. I had no idea, but I had a lot of people along the way different, with hanging with me.
And God has said that when you're working on something, keep your mouth closed. Keep your mouth closed. Don't tell everybody, I got a new project. I'm going to invest in it. Keep your mouth closed. Handle your business. Build your empire. Work in silence and let your success speak for you. But work in silence. Snakes have no voice. They don't growl. They don't have a roar. Snakes have no voice. We can learn something from that.
When I first got on TV at NBC 7 years ago, they sent a linguist to see me. I didn't even know what that was. I thought this lady was going to show me how to make confetti or something. I didn't know. I never heard this. What is a linguist? So the woman comes in my office and she says, "Are you ready to begin?" And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, she says, "I'm your grammar coach." I said, "What?" She said, "NBC is under the understanding in order for you to be successful in the time, you don't have to learn how to be more eloquent." I what did you just say? I said, I ain't gonna do all that there. She said, say what you just said to me again slowly. I said, I ain't fitting do all that there. She said, that's exactly why I'm here. Because that is improper grammar on every level. I said, yeah, I talk just like this here. She said, say that again. I said, I talk just like this here. She said, slow that down. I said, I talk just like this here. What's the problem? She said, if you don't learn how to speak more properly, you'll never be successful. I said, who told you? You walk into my office, I'm already on TV. You know, where you trying to go with this? See, the reason I'm not gonna let you change my mind is because I've never known you up until this point. Now I made it to this point without you. I don't know how you think I ain't gonna get the rest of the way without you. So I'm just looking at this lady. She says, listen to me. If you don't learn how to speak better, you'll be off TV. I said, okay, let me ask you. I said, which one of these sound better? I am broke or I'm the inspiration? Now, like I was telling you before, if you want to be ordinary, you ain't even got to listen to me. Just go on about your business. If you think ordinary is cool, ain't no problem. It's some really, really wonderful ordinary people. But if you are sitting in this room and you have extraordinary aspirations, then you're going to have to do extra. You put extra on top of on ordinary and you come up with extraordinary. When I was homeless, I had a lot of time to myself. Actually becoming homeless was exactly what I needed, because God needed my undivided. And he had it for 3 straight years because I had nothing. And I'm just one of them people where sometimes you just got to get my attention. But here's the fact. All of you have extraordinary capabilities. All of you. You have to decide if you are willing to do the things to put you in that category. I can't tell you about no education because I ain't got one. I ain't got no degree in nothing. I've been told my whole life you'll never be nothing simply because of the way you talk. You know how many times I've been the way I talk, man? Because you know I'm kind of country. I don't really speak that good. You know, my English is not eloquent. I know that. But I ain't never let that stop me. The Bible says, he who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. He who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. And I just kept hoping, kept praying, hoping and praying, hoping and praying. Hope is an amazing thing, y'all.
The bigger your dream is, I want you to understand the harder the grind. Luck is for leprechauns, and you're not green. What I am telling you is that if you're willing to go beast mode, you can have whatever you want. I'm a living example. Start from nothing. You know the story. Mom was a teenage mom. Grandma had 14 kids, 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom. Mom got kicked out because she had me. Start with nothing.
You can be anything you put your mind to. Look at me, I come from the bottom. My father made $5 a day in the coal mine. He had 5 kids. We didn't have running water. I had a well pump in my house. That's who you talking to. I come from the bottom. I ain't no rich boy. I didn't get a car in my name till I was 38 years old. My mama ain't had no money, I made it all. I've been homeless, I've been barely making, and I'm balling.
Start with nothing, homeless. 12 years to get a 4-year degree from the university. Start with nothing. If you are willing to grind, I believe effort, as you heard me say, your mama might come from privilege. Your daddy might own a company. You might have a father that can give you everything your little heart desires, but you will not outwork me. When I talk about beast mode now, I'm talking about the ant that's very small, but that can probably lift 100 times his weight. You might not be a lion yet. You might have small beginnings. You might not have a lot of money, but there's no excuse. You might be the ant, and the ant has very little, but he's determined. He has a dream and a goal, and he'll do whatever it takes. And I need you to understand that the bigger your dream is, the earlier you're going to have to get up. The more effort you're going to have to put in. For those of you who raise your hand and put up 70%, you'll never see it. That's just enough for that other person, I'll do. Listen to me, that's just enough for the other person who wants just what you want. Okay, all right, listen to me, I told you. I want you to think about those goals. I want you to taste them. I'm telling you to dream your dream because I want you to feel it. I want you, just like when the weather is changing, you can feel it. I want you to be able to feel when you're getting closer to it and closer to it. I want you to know when you dream your dream that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream. You're not the only person that wants to accomplish it. And now I ask you this question: what do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? You have to outwork them. You got to get up earlier. You got to stay up later. And you got to go from 70 to 120. I wish you could pay me $1,000 today. And I can tell you 70% is enough. But it's not going to happen. So I need you to understand something. You can have it if you want it. But the bigger the dream, the harder the grind. And can I be honest with you guys? I'm grinding harder now than I've ever grinded before. You're thinking, I want you to get it out. You're thinking, I'm going to work hard for 10 years. Relax. That's what you're thinking.
God has an incredible life for you. But you got to be willing to go through something to get to it. Success ain't free. They ain't passing out money, man. You got to go get it. Being successful is not an accident. You can believe in God all you want, but if you don't work, man, it ain't going to happen. He said faith without works is dead. You might not want what it takes to get here, but if you want this life, you got to put in your work.
Not hearers of the word only, but doers of the word. God blesses what you do. Oh, look at somebody and say, do it. Do it. Don't dream about it. Don't wish for it. Don't hope for it. Get up and do it. Do it with all of your might and with all of your strength. Somebody holler, do it. You can't let your past destroy your future. Look at somebody and say, get it off you. I don't know who I'm preaching to, but whoever it is, you're getting ready to go to the next level. And a whole lot of things had to change in your life. Some of you been standing waiting on God to help you. You better go ahead. You've been praying about it, but it's time to do it. You've been waiting on God to respond, but He already gave you the answer. Do it.
We're here to take advantage of the time that we have been given. If you're not willing to work, nothing works.
You want to get your work ethic so high that people actually admire you. Then people need to know you for one major thing first. He works. Because the truth is, no matter how good your ideas are, how good your art is, if you're not vibrating at that rate, tremendous work ethic, but if you're not working at that level, you're not going to get your work ethic in, man. It's the American way, work ethic.
I remember I went to see a friend of mine, and he had this big, beautiful home. And as he took us around, the brother asked, he said, how did you get something like this? And the older brother said, by a lot of hard work. The younger brother said, I'm not doing it. Wherever you find yourself, that's where you made a decision to be. Based upon how much work are you willing to put in? How did you go from just coming from Liberty City, selected one of the top 5 speakers in the world? I was willing to work. Keep it moving. One of the things that you don't want to do is become comfortable with where you are when you know in your heart of hearts there's a life for you beyond survival. We're here to work. This is no place to stand still. When you are going through some stuff, if you keep it moving, you'll get out faster.
Here's why activity is so important. it finally produces the miracle of reality. The architect can draw the dimensions all day long, but unless somebody is willing to lay bricks, then the opportunity is never accomplished. So get going. The average American family watches television 6 hours a day. I asked a man one time what his television cost. He said, $450. I said, no, what does it really cost? I said, I estimate last year it cost you about $45,000. Not to own it, but to watch it.
See, you want to focus, have your mindset on your goal. I had my mindset, I'm going to make it happen no matter what. And had a lot of struggles and stuff happening. Why does that have to happen to me? Why not you? Take the initiative to create something different for yourself. To create something that you don't have right now. Ambition. Just the unwillingness to settle. Keep moving and keep learning. This is your time. Use this time to learn a new way of earning money. Opportunity knocks on every door. No, opportunity stands by silently, waiting for you to recognize it. Your future is in your hands. You know what that means? You got to work on your mind. You want to be in a community of supportive relationships that's going in your direction. You got some good stuff for you. You're supposed to evolve. We've been trained to be who we were not to be. And as a result, most of us are living a misplaced life. A lot of people have made the decision to give up. A lot of people have thrown in the towel. It's a new day. And this new day's got to be a new you. It's a process to achieve mastery. And quitting does not make it any faster. You got to be willing to go all in for you. We got to be more determined and be willing to do whatever it takes to live our dreams. The people that are disillusioned out here, people are feeling weak and powerless out here. We got all the tools we need to do whatever we want to do. You get up in the morning like that. You get up in the morning and say, all things work together for good. Lord, whatever I face today, together you and I can handle it. Just say to yourself, this is going to be the best day of my life.
However, make a special note of the two words, take advantage. That is what we must learn to do. Take advantage. Just because spring comes is no sign you're going to look good in the fall. You must do something with it. In fact, everyone has to get good at one of two things, planting in the spring or begging in the fall. So take advantage of the day. Take advantage of the opportunity. And read every book you can get your hands on to learn how to take advantage of the spring. And one more thought, get busy quickly on your springs, your opportunities. There are just a handful of springs that have been handed to each of us. Life is brief even at the longest. The Beatles wrote, life is so short. And for John Lennon on the streets of New York, it was extra short. But it is short. Elton John sings, she lived her life like a candle in the wind. They will take it unless you prevent it. And that is the third major lesson to learn. Major skill to develop. Preventing the intruder from taking the good. Here are two key phrases to consider under the third major lesson. Number one, all good will be attacked. That's the first phrase. On this planet, all good will be attacked. And don't press me for a why. I was not in on some of the early decisions, so I don't know why. All I know is, it's true. Let reality be your best beginning. Every garden will be invaded. Not to think so is naive. Here's the second phrase. All values must be defended. Social values, political values, friendship values, marriage values, family values, business values. Every garden must be tended all summer. If you don't develop this skill, you will never wind up with anything of value. Last is the fourth major lesson in life to learn. Learn how to reap in the fall without complaint. That's number 4. Take full responsibility for what happens to you. It is one of the highest forms of human maturity, accepting full responsibility. It's the day you know you have passed from childhood to adulthood, accepting full responsibility. And learn how to reap in the fall without apology. Without apology if you have done well, and without complaint if you have not. That's the best of human maturity. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's the best. Now, I used to have some problems in this area, way back in those early days. I used to have this list of reasons why I wasn't doing well. To explain, right? Otherwise you're going to look bad. I used to have this funny list called Reasons for Not Looking Good. I really did. I used to blame the government. You can believe that or not. It was at the top of my list. I had a lecture second to none. The government. I blamed taxes. Look what you've got left after they take everything out. Taxes, that was on my list. I blamed prices. That's easy, right? You walk into a supermarket with $20 and come out with this little half bag of groceries. That was on my list. I blamed the weather. I blamed the traffic. I blamed my car. I blamed the manufacturer. I blamed my negative relatives. They were always putting me down. I blamed my cynical neighbors. They were just selfish, looking out for themselves. Wouldn't loan me any money. I blamed the community. I blamed the economy. Hey, that's a pretty good list for not doing well, isn't it? I thought it was a good list. I will never forget this one day. Mr. Shope was very kind, but he was also very blunt, which was helpful for me. If he hadn't been blunt, I would have missed some things. On this particular day, with a kind of question mark look on his face, he said, Jim, just out of curiosity, tell me how come you haven't done well up until now? Excellent question, right? Well, so I wouldn't look too bad, I decided to go through my list. How I ever had the nerve to do that, I don't know, but I did. I went through the whole list. The government, taxes, prices, everything. He was very patient and let me go through it all. When I finished, he looked over my list very carefully and said, Mr. Rohn, big problem with your list. You aren't on it. How brilliant and how true. When I went to work for him a few months later, I learned very quickly to tear up my list of reasons for not looking good and threw it away. And then I got a fresh piece of paper and I put one word on it. Me. There's a Black Heritage spiritual that says, it's not my mother nor my father, nor my brother nor my sister, but it's me, O Lord, standing in the need of prayer.
That little piece of hood logic was a little bit too much for her. People live wonderful lives with multiple degrees. Well, I'm not one of them. You've got to write everything down, y'all. It's an amazing thing. And let me tell you something else. Can I tell you something else? You do not have to change who you are to be successful. You have to change some things about you, but you don't have to change who you are. God created you very, very unique. I don't know if you all know this, but it's about how many people on earth? What's the number? About 7 billion? Listen to this. Do you know it's 7 billion people on earth? Ain't none of us got the same fingerprints. Who do that? Who can make 7 billion patterns and ain't none of them just alike? That's your God, your creator. That's how unique he made you. He made you so unique, you got your own set of fingerprints. It's probably been, I don't know, some millions of people that already died. I don't know. I'm just glad I ain't one of them. Billions of people have died. Guess what? Ain't none of them had the same fingerprint either. God made you uniquely you. See, I'm who I am. I don't use proper grammar. That ain't my thing. You know, when I got on talk show at NBC, you know, they sent this lady to work with, what is it, a linguist. That's my son right there. I got him college educated because I ain't. See, I got money. So everything I ain't, I hire who is. And so they hired this linguist to work with me. And she came in and set a bookstore in my office. I said, she said, I'm your linguist coach. I said, oh, cool. I always wanted to make that kind of shit. Yeah, this is a true story. This is not a joke. This is really a true story. I had no idea what this lady was talking about. So I'm sitting up there and she says, what is that? She said, I'm here because NBC feels if you want to be successful in daytime television, you have to speak more eloquently. So I'm here to work with your grammar. I said, oh, I ain't finna do all that. She said, excuse me? I said, I ain't finna do all that. She said, could you say that slowly for me? I said, I ain't finna do all that. L-A-T. I ain't finna do all that. She said, that's exactly why I'm here. I said, ma'am, what is you talking to me about this for? She said, because your grammar won't sustain a television show on daytime TV. And so I'm here to help you become more grammatically correct. I said, oh man, you wasting your time. I ain't even bothered with all that. She said, excuse me. I said, I ain't really bothered with all that. She said, could you say that for me slowly? Sure can. I ain't really, I ain't really about all that, and I ain't with it. She said, oh my God, this is worse than I thought. Now I'm enjoying myself because I'm really not fitting to do this class with you. I promise you I'm not. Oh, this white lady. Ooh. Mr. Harvey. Yeah, that's cute. Stomping don't really scare me. I've been shot before. Mr. Harvey. Woo. I tried to act surprised. Mr. Harvey. Woo. Tried to just give her something. She said, you have got to stop this. You have got to speak more grammatically correct to be a success. I said, to be a success, I got to speak more correct. I said, let me ask you something. Which one of these sound best to you? I am broke or I'm is rich?
Somebody help me in here. Touch somebody and say, I'm ready to work that thing. I'm ready to work that thing. I'm ready to work that thing. I'm ready to come up out of my fear and my doubt and my worry. I'm ready to work that thing. I'm ready to work every day and every opportunity and every door he opens. I'm ready to work that thing. I'm ready to work that thing. In fact, touch 3 people and say, work that thing, work that thing, work that thing. Work it. Work it in the mission fields. Work it in the church. Work it in the ministry. Work it in the music department. Work it in the children's ministry. When you get back to your church, work that thing. It may not be big like this. May not have all the equipment like this. You may not have a lighting system. All you got is a flashlight. But baby, work that thing. Work that thing. Work. I want to get you so fired up that hell gets nervous when you pull out of the parking lot.
We've all had times where something didn't work out. We didn't get the promotion, the loan didn't go through, a relationship didn't make it. We did our best, we prayed, we believed, but the door didn't open. But God wouldn't have allowed the door to close if it was going to keep you from your destiny. We may not see how it could work out, but God hasn't run out of options. He's not at a loss at how to turn your situation around.
I don't know you by those things that you identify yourself. I leave that out. Stop introducing yourself to the next season of your life with the resume of your regrets from the last one. Leave it out. Leave it out. Leave it out. You know when you go in your mind and you're like, I think God is calling me to do, but leave that out.
The majority of people live their lives based on other people's opinions, whether it's their parents, older sibling, or even worse, the anonymous person in their YouTube comments.
If you haven't gotten their approval by now, you're not going to get it. That's their problem. It's not your problem. Some of you are 50, 60 years old, still trying to get somebody's approval. Better to do that. No, I don't need your approval of other people. We have your approval or disapproval means nothing to me.
Loyalty as an expiration. You never see yourself not being with that person. But at a certain point, all of the signs and wonders revealed itself that that relationship is over.
Most people work hard, but they don't think hard. And Shoaff taught me that the mind is like a factory, a mental factory. And whatever you think about all day long pours ingredients into this mental factory. And that's what builds the economic, social, financial fabric of your life. He quoted me a Bible phrase that says, as you think, so you become. How awesome.
There's this governor on our lives, and it is a governor, and it's your identity. It's this internal, it's what you think you're worth. It's what you think you deserve. And the problem for good people, see, we all know someone right now in our life, or we have, who's not ethical, who's not a good person, who's winning, and you're like, I can't believe you're getting it, right? Why can't I? I'm a good person. I treat people well. I'm honest.
When I'm tired or worn out or just basically sick of the grind, what do I do on those days? I go anyways. I go even
Happiness is both a grasp of the obvious as well as an awe of the mysterious. But for most people around us, happiness seems to be either something left behind or something yet to be discovered. Like all the good things in life, happiness is elusive by nature, but not impossible to capture. A major key for bringing joy into our lives lies in the next word, discipline. If there is a magic word that stands out above all the rest, this is the one, discipline.
Why sit here until we die? See, the only thing that will move you out of your comfort zone, out of complacency, into the things that only God can do for you. This is what the Lord told me to say. He said the only thing that will get you there is hunger. The only thing that lifted them out of their self-pity is hunger.
It's all about the intent of what you're about to do. How do I stop feeling so insecure? You gotta work on it. What you need to build a skill in if you feel like you're a very insecure person that's seeking validation from other people's attention. You gotta learn how to validate yourself. And there's a couple simple habits that I engage in. I call them the I drive habits. Just think about it outside when you give someone a high five, you validate them. Give someone a high five, it's in your mind.
Each fundamental being equally in need of study and attention. A good question to ask before undertaking any project or setting any new objective then is, what are the most important half dozen things that will make the major difference in how it works out? So whether the enterprise is art or architecture, music or sculpture, mathematics or sports, business or farming, success or lifestyle, it's the fundamentals that count.
Misery loves company, but people go so far. When you're miserable and you're a negative person, you go very far to create misery and negativity in other people's lives. So I've learned to laugh. Some of it doesn't feel good to receive it, but I've learned to laugh at it because you understand that people have a job to do. Haters, being a hater is a full-time job. Being a miserable person who has a job to create misery for other people's lives is a full-time job. I mean, who wants to be unemployed?
There are some folks in it that will just hate you because God likes you. You don't have to do anything to them. You don't have to mess up anything. You don't have to start a fight. They don't even have to know you. Most of my haters have been what I made. I couldn't have done nothing to you because I don't even know you. How you gonna hate me if you don't even know me? I just want to talk to you about haters for a second. Because we all got them. Everybody got haters. I ain't even gonna have you because if I go on the internet, there they are. They just waiting on me. They don't even know me. They don't know me. They just be saying stuff. You don't know where it comes from.
That's why we have to do it. We have to. And at the same time, what I have an appreciation is if you're online or if you run into somebody and they just so happens to be a hater and they end up saying something to you that will actually change your life and make you a better person. You may not like the way they're saying it, but if they're saying something that's the truth that could actually impact you and make a difference, then you're supposed to remain a student of life, to learn, even if what you're learning is coming from a hater. Take the lesson from it, grow, mature, understand it, process, and then make the adjustments, and then you keep it moving. Understand. It is what it is. Process and understand. The balance is all.
The possession of great financial resources that improves the quality of your life and gives you added dignity and expanded lifestyle. So decide for yourself what wealth means to you. Latch on to your own mental image of wealth. And let's see if the ideas I'm about to bring to you will make sense and perhaps provide you with the inspiration to put the plan into high action, so that as the days pass, you will discover a growing sense of freedom and dignity.
We want you to have that joy when you don't have anything in particular to be joyful about. And joy is not always extreme hilarity and laughing as hard as you can laugh. I
figured out how to be successful, which you haven't, but you think you have. But during times when you're in the deepest valley and it's the darkest, people will let you test. In fact, they're willing to test. They're just throwing mud on the wall saying, what's going to stick? What will work? So there's never been a better testing time than right now. I would ask you to think about what you're going to do in the first 5 minutes of your day. Do not begin your day by picking up your phone. Do not begin your day by reading the news. Do not begin your day by turning on the TV or the radio. None of those things are going to feed your soul. You need to feed your soul first. So I want to recommend that you start a new habit during this pandemic that I guarantee you will help recharge you every day. It's called God's Word, First Word.
The next key word is happiness, the universal quest. Happiness is a joy that most often comes as a result of positive activity. Like wealth, it too has a wide variety of meanings and interpretations. Happiness is both the joy of discovery and the joy of knowing. It is a result of an awareness of the full range of life, the color, the sound, the harmony, and it is the joy that comes from designing a life, practicing the fine art of living well.
So there's always stuff going on in life. There's always the storm. It's one thing to stand up here and preach it. It's another thing for you to sit and listen to it, but we gotta go out and live it. Live it. And most of the time, whatever I preach, I'm tested on, and most of the time, whatever you hear, anybody ever notice that? You'll be tested on.
Well, I have a question today. When's the last time you did something for the last time? Yeah. When's the last time you did something for the last time? In other words, you said, that didn't work any better. That didn't work anymore. That doesn't satisfy me. Now, that's all about subtraction. Bill's question was addition. When's the last time you did something for the first time? In other words, what are you creating, Billy? But I'm asking, when's the last time you did something for the last time? What are you losing? What are you letting go? So what are you getting rid of so that you could be better tomorrow?
The struggle has never been with someone else. The struggle has been within yourself.
So this word is for anyone. Because you've had so much on you. And I'm talking about shame, I'm talking about regret, I'm talking about pressure, I'm talking about the things that make you anxious, questions. But you've forgotten what's in you. And how God met you in your battles along the way. This season of your life is going to be a battle you will return to in future days.
See, your track, all you gotta do is look at your life. Y'all be tripping sometimes. Sometimes you trip yourself out. Look at this. How many of y'all just show me that you had really bad days? Now let me ask you something. How many of y'all had some days that you didn't think you was gonna make it? Now, you wanna know something? Your track record for surviving bad, unbearable days, your track record is 100%.
Wisdom does not prevent suffering. Wisdom does not prevent storms. However, the entire story is predicated on one simple fact. Are you wise or are you foolish? How do you know which one you are? It simply comes down to the foundation you choose to build on. That a wise person chooses to build on solid rock that withstands the storm, but a foolish person builds their house on sand, which always crumbles in the storm.
Discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment.
Hey there, welcome to my channel DailyKeyMotivation 2024. Today speak on her for next year of your life. I can tell you about no education cause I ain't got one. I ain't got no degree in nothing. I be told my whole life you never be nothing simply because of the way you talk. You know how many times I've been the way I talk, man. 'Cause you know I am kid of the country. I don't really speak that good. You know my English is not educated. I know that, but I ain't never let that stop me, and I just keep hoping, keep praying, hoping and praying. Hope is an amazing thing. Yeah, if you can just keep believing when nothing in yeah is working, when all your external facts have given way. If you can just manage to somehow keep hoping, just hope, you ain't even really good to believing. All you got to do is hope. Hope, fate is the substance of things hopeful, and the events of things not.